Today on Greg's List, it's time to smash shopping.
This episode is about the stores we've lost. Not specific ones, but the types that once filled our weekends and drained our wallets. Here are the 8 kinds of stores we miss the most. And as always, one of them is fake.
Number 8. Stereo stores. Once upon a time, stepping inside a stereo store meant entering a neon cathedral of sound. We had the good guys, Silo, Circuit City, Magnolia, and in San Francisco, the legendary Matthews at 2400 Mission Street, Daly City. I heard their radio ads for years, so when I moved there in 81, I went. It was fine. You can still spot old Circuit City buildings by that turret over the door, usually now a gym. Makes sense. I bought my first VCR at the Good Guys, October 21st, 1985. The same day Marty McFly went back to the future. True story. In San Francisco, there was some other local news, but I'm not going there. On my very last trip to the Good Guys, it was in Marina del Rey. Don't quite remember the year, but I do remember that Dennis Hopper was there buying speakers. I do not remember what I was buying, but I remember that he was buying speakers. Number 7. Monkey Wholesalers. So many of us remember those bargain monkey stores from days of yore. Halcyon memories. With names like Monkey Depot, Value Monkey, and Monkeys R Us. People always ask why they went out of business. I guess monkeys, being wild animals that bite and throw poo, just weren't ideal house pets. I never actually bought one, or even went inside. The smell alone could knock you flat. But it was comforting to know that if I ever needed a monkey at a fair price, there was a place to go. Progress, I suppose. But the world feels a little less flung. Number 6. Department stores. Yes, they technically still exist. But Sears, Montgomery Ward, and Kmart were different beasts. The Brady Bunch went to Sears for fun, and that was realistic. My local Sears in San Jose sold us our TV, and even engraved our name on it. The Snyder family. Classy. They sold clothes, tires, tools, and your dreams of middle-class security, all in one fluorescent aisle. And then, just like that, poof! Attention shoppers, we're extinct. But amazingly, one of the few remaining Sears is in San Jose. Weird. Number 5. Electronic stores. Let's pour one out for Radio Shack and fries. I grew up in a tech town. Excuse me, the tech town, so they were everywhere. Radio Shack had all the parts you didn't need, in drawers you couldn't open. Then came Fry's, the West Coast wonderland of random tech, computer parts, stereos, and magazines that hadn't been relevant since 1983. Then, February 24th, 2021, while I was sick with COVID, Fry's just disappeared. No liquidation sale, no everything must go, nothing. They ghosted us. Now, when something breaks, you go online, and a drone drops off your disappointment 2 days later.
Curmudgeonly nostalgia doesn't pay for itself, so visit my Patreon page or Amazon wishlist through gregslist.com, that's with 2 G's up front, and hit subscribe so to know when the next episode drops. Thank you very much.
Number 4. Media stores. Once upon a time, we went somewhere to buy music, movies, and books. Wow. Record stores were temples of discovery. Tower Records, The Warehouse, Record Factory. Tower was the Mecca. My local one in Campbell, California had every obscure album you couldn't find anywhere else. Now, we stream everything. No shrink wrap, no liner notes, no clerks judging your taste. Last Tower Records I saw was in Dublin, Ireland. That's how far you have to travel now to browse a CD rack. Number 3. Lunch counters. They weren't fancy. Tiny diners tucked inside Woolworths and Kmarts. They served grilled cheese and milkshakes that cost less than bottled water does now. They were the perfect shopping pit stop. Comfort food, no membership card required. Think Costco food courts, but with waitresses who called you Hun. And yes, one of the monkeys from earlier just wandered in, because apparently nostalgia attracts primates. Number 2. Independent grocery stores. Once upon a time, not every store in every city was the same. There were different grocery stores. Really? Today it's all Kroger and Safeway clones. Ralph's, Vaughn's, Smith's, Albertsons. Same store, different logo. Back in the day, every town had its own. Ours was Food Villa. It's a Whole Foods now, which feels like poetic punishment. The best part of those little groceries wasn't the prices, it was knowing the cashier's name. Now I scan my own items and get scolded by our robot for not bagging fast enough. Number 1. Toy stores. As an adult collector, I'll admit, I've spent more hours in toy stores after turning 30 than before. And hey, no shame on that, brah. There used to be a Toys R Us in every big box mall. One day they were all gone. KB disappeared too, but we forgave them faster. Sure, I can find toys on Amazon and eBay, but it's not the same as wandering aisles stacked with Hot Wheels and action figures you swore were for your nephew. I did visit a revived Toys R Us in New Jersey. It's nice, big selection, but nostalgia is something you can't restock.
Those are the stores we miss. If your favorites didn't make the list, make your own list. And remember, one of mine was fake. I'll leave you with a song I wrote performed by Abby Carlson and AJ Lewis. One More Day from my musical Paradise, California. This is Greg's List. Thanks for shopping in the past with me.
We once made an oath, together we will both help each other through our cars. Should have had a bigger span, but the world had other plans. At least it will end without remorse. What I bought you is so humble and pure, but hard to acquire in this primitive land. It's the best I can do, short of finding a cure, and the least I can give to a lady so grand.
You really didn't have to put yourself out. Your love has never given me any doubt. This gift is beyond what my feelings can convey. If only life would give us just one more day.
If we could only have just one more day.
Greg's List is a Guano production.